This is Tim Donst. This is not my podcast, but this is the Wrestling Cheers podcast. Catchphrase.
Taking your way in the world today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You want to go where you can see that troubles are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name. You want to go where you can see that troubles are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name.
And welcome back to Wrestling Cheers, where everybody knows your name, especially when you're in my hometown. And this is Wrestling Cheers, where we like to talk about things going on in the Northeast Ohio independent wrestling scene. We preview shows, we review shows, and sometimes we even have interviews along the way. This is a preview episode for AIW's Rubber City Con. We'll get to that more in just a second, but let's get in a little bit of housekeeping. We are brought to you by the Trending Topics Network, NEO Sports Insiders, and Iron Tiger MMA. I am your host. I am Heavy Set. If you want to rate, review, and subscribe to our podcast, please do so. We strongly encourage it. We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Podbean, WrestlingCheers.podbean.com. You can like us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Facebook.com/WrestlingCheers, Twitter.com/WrestlingCheers, and Instagram.com/WrestlingCheers. Email, if you so choose a desire, WrestlingCheers@gmail.com, and we have a merch store over at whatamaneuver.net. And before we get into this particular show, there's something that I want to mention. Normally, I don't mix a lot of the promotions when I'm doing a preview or review. Mainly, it's only two. But I want to take a brief moment, and no matter what your ideology is or whatever, thoughts and prayers go out to the Cardell family of OCW, the owners. The wife passed away just yesterday at this recording, but this past weekend on Sunday, and it was cancer, and she will be greatly missed by, I know, me and a lot of other people within the company, and I just want to take a brief moment to express our condolences here at Wrestling Cheers. So, kind of going from a sad note, let's move on. Let's talk about this coming Saturday, November 3rd, 2018. It's the Rubber City Con at the Tadmor Shrine in Akron, Ohio. Well, there's tickets available, but we're not going to get into all that right now. This is going to be a fucking crazy ass show because we got the con beforehand. Doors open at 3:30. Convention is officially at 4, and the wrestling for the night will be at 7:30. So let's go into the show, and let's bring on who's going to be on this show. Well, first off, we have returning to the show, a big favorite of mine, especially because we get together, we just talk too much. Like,
that's true.
That's true. we have Stacy.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah, we even talked a lot tonight.
We did. A lot of off-topic for this show stuff.
But that's fine. I enjoy those conversations.
Me too. We'll eventually get to have those conversations on my podcast.
Eventually. That's we've even talked about a date where we'll do basically a crossover episode, because I don't think I've mentioned it on air, is the fact of I actually want to do like highlighting people who are on the show. We've already done Thrift Store Jobber before he was on, and we did Caden. So I'm figuring like we'll from time to time have nice sit downs with myself and someone else from the show, and we've already tackled like, okay, we'll do like special crossover right around this time. I think we're talking December, January-ish.
That would work for my show. I know that.
Yeah.
One, so.
And I already know what's going on with AIW early in the year, or at least partially. And it sounds like there might not be a January show, so that's kind of where we're going to fit in. So I kind of like when we don't have shows to cover, because those are like cemented, but I can take time and like kind of give myself a break, like do a bunch of episodes at once, and then I don't have to worry about them week by week. Just a little behind the scenes thing for me where I'm just like, it's a way where I don't get burnt out, because people are like, oh, I hate doing a podcast every week. And I'm like, I make sure I can do like 2 or 3 at a time at certain points. So I'm like, yeah, give myself a little break, but everybody's still getting a podcast.
Yeah, if I could record like weeks of mine or months in my case at a time, I would love it. It'd be great.
Well, 2 episodes already get you 2 months in advance.
Well, it's going to be a little more frequently. It's the once a month thing is I'm trying to ease back in, man. I look back, we only really missed a month technically. It was like 2 months worth of days, but August was really the only month where there wasn't an episode.
Well, the thing is too, you do put out like 2-hour episodes.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have to be. It kind of depends on, the time that and things like that. But yeah, I mean, it's a conversation. So sometimes they're a little long. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's bring on the second person for this show, making her official debut. We have the first female to be on the podcast. We have Pam.
Hi. I didn't realize I was the first girl.
Yeah. It's kind of been a boys' club at AIW for quite some time.
Sorry, I gotta come and ruin all the fun, guys.
Well,
it's the evolution of wrestling cheers.
Nah, fuck that. I'm one of the dudes. Don't even.
That's the funny thing. Like we planned this literally like a month or 2 in advance. Because I was figuring out who's going to be on what show. And I'm like, all right, let's do it before the Akron show. Like that, for some reason, I'm like, that'll be a fun one to have you both on. And like, for you, Pam, for you to have your debut. And I don't even think I was thinking Evolution. I don't even know if Evolution was even announced yet. So
yeah, I'm not sure. I hadn't put it together until like yesterday. I was like, oh, that's funny. Pam's going to be on Wrestling Cheers right after this.
Well, I didn't catch it. So
I wasn't paying attention either.
So, I mean, do we want to announce I don't say announce, but you want to talk about the elephant in the room that you're no longer part of another podcast officially?
Yeah, this is, I guess, would be my official resignation / leaving. I wish those guys the best. Kind of sucks that this may or may not be how they find out about it. But
we'll find out.
Yeah, creative differences aside, thanks for welcoming me to the podcast. Even if this might be my only episode, who knows?
So, Alundra Blaze, you're putting the title in the trash. That's what you're telling me.
Title in the trash. See tweet from about an hour ago.
Well, they won't know that because it's an hour ago for them.
Oh, yeah, that would be days from now, yeah.
Yeah.
See tweet from Monday at 8:30-ish?
Ish, I don't know. But, I mean, obviously, that's what I used. It was kind of an Easter egg until Thursday. Whatever day. But, yeah, I'm definitely chucking the deuces, and I'm out of there. So, I am here to talk about my love for AIW and all things wrestling.
So their loss is definitely our gain. You'll be on more than just this episode.
Oh, thanks, Justin.
I've wanted to always have a female voice on here, but I mean, there's not many women that are around that would probably want to come on the show at one point. I mean, now I feel like we've got more female fans, but also too, like, ones that interact within the podcast. Like it hasn't spiked up, I think, within probably the past year, at least in my own opinion. So,
right.
It's also, I've always, because I've also too, until this was Wrestling Cheers, going back to the history of the Ohio Indie Report, we didn't even cover G&O shows. And it wasn't a slight against them because I always went. It was just trying to find someone to talk about these female wrestlers that I didn't know who the fuck were all the time.
What about Caden?
That's Wrestling Cheers. He became a part of the show when we switched over to Wrestling Cheers.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And there's only been one G&O since we've been Wrestling Cheers, so.
And that was the G&O we were at.
Yeah. That was our one and only G&O.
I would say that's a lot of people's one and only G&O. I want another one, especially after Evolution. I was
Christ alive, yeah.
I was like, man, I kind of, like, to me, it kind of felt like a G&O because it was WWE handled a little bit differently, to put it.
Well, there were a lot of people who've been on a GNO on that show.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Well, the current, last we technically know of, the AIW Women's Champion was on the show.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah, I love that she's still technically our champion.
Well,
nobody beat her for the title.
She's technically the champion, but she's also been stripped of the title. So it's this weird, like, middle ground because it's never been addressed on a DVD or a show. It's been talked about on the podcast, but the record books, I think, still state that she is the champion.
Right.
So it's a weird middle ground. It's definitely something that needs to come back.
There was a whole lot of tweeting of that Ronda Rousey picture from AIW yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
That thing got retweeted a ton yesterday.
It was a great moment. I thoroughly enjoyed it because that was the night that I got to be cool to a lot of friends and meet Ronda Rousey. So I was like, oh my God, you met her. And then Tyson Kidd was there that night too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I knew Noelle Foley was there with Clown Guy.
Don't make fun of Frank. Frank's a friend. I love Frank.
Oh. I
inadvertently met them at All In or Starcast. I gave her directions to like their panel.
That's funny.
Yeah, I just happened to be outside vaping. Make fun of me for doing it, but I was outside chilling and she looked lost as fuck. I'm like, do you guys need help?
But the night that Shayna won was fucking nuts. Because like I had heard through the grapevine that Ronda was probably coming. They weren't gonna announce it because of her own thing, and Ronda on social media didn't do anything with Shayna or Jessamine. So they made it seem like they weren't around each other, but they were doing this like cross country trip from California. And
right. I
remember when she showed up that day, fucking AIW fan Justin Doan actually tried to open her car door, which pissed her off. So I think
what?
Yeah, there's a big fucking story with that.
Oh my God, Doan.
Fuck was he thinking?
Yeah. But like that's when they dropped Shayna off. Then they end up coming back later because I hooked John Thorne up with Ecto Cooler that night. I got the green light to go downstairs and meet Ronda after the show, which was really fucking cool. Like, I'm not a big MMA fan, but I'm like, if I'm going to get a chance to meet Ronda Rousey, I'm going to do it. I've mentioned many times on this podcast before, I went to school with a female UFC fighter by the name of Jessica I, and she was fighting the next day, and I had a conversation with her and Duke and Shayna about her, and then a little bit later, like us three were like, we got into a conversation about Natalya, who's my favorite female wrestler of all time, and how like they're friends and how she's really nice. Literally about 5 to 10 minutes later, a friend of mine comes down and he's like, Tyson Kidd's upstairs. I went, what? We were just talking about his wife. You're telling me he's fucking here? Yeah, go upstairs. And there's fucking Tyson Kidd. I'm like, God damn it. What a great night.
That's awesome.
Cool. That's real cool.
But we're not here to talk about that night. We're not here to talk about that year even. Well, we got the Rubber City Wrestlecon, and
fuck yeah, we do.
at the Tadmor Shrine. I'm not even going to say the address, but are there any guests that you guys are wanting to meet? We have Booker T, Joel Gertner, Gilberg, Hornswoggle, Bob Orton, Sienna. I'm looking at her face and I keep wanting to say the wrong name. Kelly and Tugboat / the Shockmaster / Typhoon. And I was informed that they will have Typhoon 8x10. So I'm excited about that. So of all those, which ones are you guys looking forward to meeting?
I actually forgot that Gertner was on the show, on the last show that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gertner for sure for me. I'm a silly ECW mark. So you could pretty much put anybody that was in ECW on a show, on a convention or on a wrestling card, and I'm going to fucking work out for him. So that, and then Bob Orton, because like favorite memories as a little kid include him. So
how about you, Pam?
I actually would love to meet Sienna if my anxiety will let it happen, because I've always liked her, and I wanted to meet her at StarCast, and I was too, like, I just couldn't do it. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to grow some balls, and I'm going to fucking do it in Akron, and maybe I'll do it in Akron, but I'd just love to meet her.
I don't know, like, I wouldn't have that with her, but then again, I've been watching her since, like, beginning of 2012 when I first seen her. Like, literally the first match I seen her in was when Mika Yim broke her fucking nose.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So, I've seen her through all that shit, and, she was once part of the Midwest Militia, which was a cool stable. They didn't really do AIW, but, you had Allison Kay, Sienna, Sassy Steffi, who I think no longer wrestles, and Jessica Havoc. Like, they were all from, like, this area. Well, Sienna's more Detroit, but still, like, they were cool as fuck for a while, and I don't know what happened, and they just haven't. They stopped teaming a long time ago, and Sassy Steffi doesn't even wrestle anymore. But, yeah, watching all that time, I'm not going to say nice, because she can be a bitch, but I think it's that character side of her, but she's easily approachable, and we're going to make sure that you talk to her, you get a picture, you get something.
Well, that's why I didn't meet Puff and Erie, because I was too nervous to do that too. And I'm just a nervous person. But
Puff was so nice. Puff was super nice. I love Puff now. I loved him before, but now I love him even more.
But I'd recently, in the last 4 years or so, Stace, I just got back into wrestling. So like I was pretty much new to all the females up and through. So like I had just not long ago, like within the last 2 years, had just gotten into like all the females on the indies and stuff. So like that's when I noticed Sienna, Allison Kay, whatever name you want to call her, and like everybody else that has just been fucking killing it lately. So like the moment that I heard that she was going to be there, I'm like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed she makes it.
Yeah. Fingers crossed she fucking makes it. I forgot about that whole thing with her where she's popular. For me, I've already mentioned it, and I keep kind of forgetting about him. It's going to be Typhoon, Tugboat, Shockmaster. I want to get a Natural Disasters 2.0 picture with him. Kind of like me and him, like with our arms crossed and all that. Like, I don't know, like that's what I knew him more as. Like, I vaguely remember Tugboat. The Shockmaster thing is just so infamous now, but I had SummerSlam 92. I think we mentioned on the last review show. And like I watched that show a lot. It was them versus Money Inc. So I don't know, like they were always fun to me. So that's at the top of my list. I mean, like I did state that I was really upset that Nash isn't going to be here. And we did find out too, like there was going to be a possible Outsiders thing, and I did remember hearing about that prior, but it sucks that
that would have been a really big deal.
Oh yeah, I've already met Scott Hall, but I do the Outsiders pick hands down. And then I think now it's like Booker T. I want to just get a sound clip for the show, and then after that, because they did announce the prices today. And
I saw that. They've got that special package too for if you want to get everybody.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend that much money. I could spend less and get who I want.
Right. I think for some people it's a cool deal though. Like if you had planned on getting everybody anyway,
or if you
getting a break on the cost is pretty rad.
Or if you were going to spend that much money, it's like, well, if I'm going to spend that much money anyway, let's give me the deal.
Right.
The one that caught my eye, because I was like, I wasn't going to meet him, but I'm like, you know what? If it's that cheap, is fucking...
I know what you're going to say.
Gilbert.
Yeah, for $10?
Yeah. Well, like, autograph and
picture with Gilbert for $10?
The same price that it costs, like, an autograph or a picture from Booker T or Kelly, you can get both of them from Gilbert. Actually, Joel Gertner's that cheap, too.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm going to lean more towards Gilbert because just getting a picture with Gilbert.
I mean, I think a picture of me and Gilbert would be funny as fuck because he's tiny and I'm not.
Well, that's like I got a picture with Hornswoggle doing like a fat bastard thing, like getting my belly, just because I was like, dude, I have to. And he's like, all right, cool. I don't care.
That's amazing.
Yes, I love it.
Dude, your natural disasters picture would have been better with a beard. Ted always had a beard.
Yeah, but okay, for those who don't know, who haven't seen me on social media, I shaved my beard off over the past weekend because I decided to be Gene Belcher from Bob's Burgers for Halloween, which I think is pretty good with how babyface I look,
now.
My haircut and the burger suit and everything. Oh, I thought it looked awesome. And I borrowed a minion fart gun.
Oh, that's what that was. I was trying to figure out what the hell you had in your hand. I'm like, where did he get that freaking Gene Belcher toy at? Like, what the hell?
That's the thing, and I've looked for this for over a year. They don't make a megaphone like that because his does a robot voice, it does lasers, and it does fart noises. As much as you think that would be a real thing, it's not. And
it's 2018. What the hell's going on here?
So
let's Kickstarter that shit.
So instead, the only thing that I'd always seen that came close is the Minions fart gun, and I wasn't gonna pay full price, even though I asked on Facebook, "Hey, does anybody have one?" And people go, "Check eBay." Here's one on Amazon, and I'm like, I'm not paying $40 for something that's just gonna be used as for a costume once. Luckily, I had a friend who had one, and she funny side story about that. She had one, or her kids had one. She said they hadn't played with it for months. She pulls it out to put aside for me to come pick it up. I guess the rest of the day, one of her sons just kept playing with it. Like, of all luck. And when she gave it to me, like, the batteries in it were dead. I found 2 that happened to work, and I gave it back to her with those in. And I was like, sorry. I was like, if they were one of my rechargeables, I would have took it out, but they weren't, so fuck it. She's like, I hate you.
So now your kids have a working noise machine again. Congratulations.
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh, that's great.
All right, let's get into this card that we have. And the matches we have: Sienna versus Faye Jackson, the cursed match of Eddie Kingston versus Dominic Garrini, Z&E versus No Consequences, Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham versus Gilbert.
Barn burner.
Bring the toilet paper. Bring the toilet paper. There is a Family Dollar or something, not a Family Dollar, Dollar Tree, I think it is, at the plaza right outside of the Tadmor Shrine, the Target Plaza. It's 2 or 3 stores down from Target.
Oh, nice.
Hashtag, yeah. Also too, speaking of this, also by there is a Burger King, so you can get your 10 nuggets for $1 to throw at the Duke. And we have Duke Money, Jock Sampson and Mance Warner versus PB Smooth and Hornswoggle. The AIW Intense title match, Tim Donst versus Matthew Justice. The AIW Absolute title match, Hot Sauce Tracy Williams versus Joshua Bishop. And the not fatal 4-way, the 8-man tag match, we have Worldwide Experience versus The Production.
Weird World Experience, man. Weird World Experience.
What did I say? Worldwide?
Worldwide Experience.
I love it.
Half of the Weird World will approve of that name, but the other half won't. Weird World Experience, yes. WWE.
Well, at Burger King, man, don't eat those 10 nuggets for $1. That's not okay. But that's not good.
But here's what I'm saying: $20 can get us 200 nuggets. Can you picture 200 nuggets being thrown at the Duke?
So look, I'm gonna need you to stop talking about the Duke like that, because I'm like his only fan, and this hurts. Can't throw nuggets at the Duke.
Here's the thing. No, you could totally throw nuggets at the Duke.
He wants nuggets.
Man, like nuggets, like, okay, so you throw toilet paper or cat toys or bananas, whatever you throw in the ring, that doesn't really do anything to the canvas. Those greasy 10 for a dollar fucking nuggets? Come on now. Don't fuck people's stuff up just because you want to clown the Duke. Like, I guess maybe if you, like, pout him with them outside the ring and not inside the ring. But, yeah. Oh, man, people eat those. Like, I'm a fat dude, and I will not eat that. That's gross.
Here's a funny peel behind the curtain for everybody. When I brought up this idea in our chat, this literally led into a chicken nugget conversation for about a half hour.
It did.
And about how I still wanted wings from the Winchester.
God, yes. But, I mean, 10 nuggets for $1, like, come on, like, I mean, if so many people bought like $5 worth, it's 50 nuggets, I don't know, it'd be fun.
We'd have to get them at like 3:30 so they were nice and cold. Listen to me condoning this. God damn it, Justin, stop.
Here's the thing that I keep thinking of. I can't imagine being that person that goes through the drive-thru, or even goes inside and goes, 200 nuggets, please. $20. I'll be waiting. Okay. How long?
I feel like we would have to like call ahead for something like that.
I think it'd be funny.
Like, man, if they're selling 10 nuggets for $1, they got to be prepared for a run on their nuggets.
Yeah.
That's like a dinner rush, I guess. Yeah. It's like, can I just get your dinner rush stock of nuggets and then I'll be good to go?
200. Like, I don't know how much they put down. I think when I was at McDonald's, I think we put down, I think a bag might have had 30 or 50. I can't remember. No, it wasn't even that much. It couldn't have been. Maybe 30. Because I knew it at least did a 20 piece.
Right.
And that's when it wasn't as cheap as fucking 200 for $20.
It shouldn't be as cheap as 200 for $20. No edible, like, look, a burrito, like, if you get like $1 burrito, that's one burrito from Taco Bell for $1, and that's still really fucking questionable food. But 10 nuggets for $1 is the fucking grossest thing I've ever heard of. There can't be actual meat. It's like,
that's not real chicken.
No.
I think if you rate the burger chains and their nuggets, so McDonald's, Wendy's, and Burger King, Burger King is going to be the worst, no matter what.
Oh, for sure. Wendy's is the best, though.
I'm more McDonald's. I grew up on that shit.
I see, and that's my problem. I grew up on McDonald's too, and I will puke everywhere.
I always use the McDonald's nugget as my defense when people say, when you work at a food joint, no matter whether it be fast food or pizza or whatever, you can never eat that food ever again. I'm like, I worked at McDonald's. I ate the nuggets before, during, and after. I love their nuggets. When I say during, literally, I remember like when our main manager wasn't there, it's like, oh, you kind of want a snack? You just pull the tray, grab a nugget, eat it. I remember because some of us just like sitting over the bin, like bullshitting because we were slow. Like we had no business. Like, all right, nuggets, cool.
Dude, why do you think I love working at Chipotle? I get a portion cup and I put rice, some chicken, some salsa, a little cheese, maybe a little guac, a little snack cup. You're good to go.
Everybody hates Chipotle, though.
I love Chipotle.
I like them.
I love it. I've been a fan for so long, and like I literally, like what you just said before, during, and after, like I eat there 5 days a week. We would eat there like twice a week because it's not shitty, like calorie wise if you do it right.
Yeah.
And like I love Chipotle. I will still eat there even after, like, if something would happen and I don't work there anymore, I would still eat Chipotle probably 3 days a week. Love it.
Man, Wendy's sells you 4 nuggets for $1. That's 4 nuggets. That seems reasonable. That seems like there might be meat in that nugget. 10 nuggets for $1 is not, it's just, that's not food. You shouldn't eat that. That's not. I bet you have to put those
guys.
Burger King nuggets in front of like a hungry dog. The dog would be like, "No, I'm good. Good. I don't need that."
This is turning into the Discord chat about chicken nuggets again.
That's perfectly fine. Anyway, I think my deal with Wendy's, I have 2 deals with them right now. Number one, the fact of It used to be 5 for $1.
Yeah.
I mean, that's everything. But just money isn't worth what it used to be. It also used to be 5 roast beef sandwiches for $5 at Arby's.
That's true, but I feel like McDonald's has been 20 for $5 for a while. Like they've stuck to their guns on that one. My other deal is something that happened.
They'll nickel and dime other things though.
Yeah, that's true.
Like cheeseburger is like more than $1 now or something. Or
yeah,
but 20 for $5 is still 4 for $1.
But the deal used to be really good on Wendy's side because they were like, "Shh, you can get 25 for $5 with us."
Mm-hmm.
They don't come in.
Burger King's like, hold my beer. You get 50 for $5 with us.
My other issue is one of my favorite nugget dipping sauces. It's not even a sauce. Is honey. Yes. And Wendy's doesn't fucking sell that anymore. They used to get it all the time. And then I think earlier this year, I went there and ordered nuggets. And I was like, can I get honey? And the cashier was like, honey mustard? I'm like, no, honey. She's like, oh no, we don't have honey. I'm like, since when?
Don't they sell tea? Wouldn't you need honey for tea?
No.
Not necessarily.
Okay, so, and also, if you like honey and you like Chipotle, guess what we have in the store? Honey. Guess what we put on our stuff? Honey. It's fire if you get it with the chicken. Try it.
The thing that I want to put in my Chipotle burrito when it's too hot, Pam, you're going to hate this, ranch dressing.
Oh my God, why would you ruin that with ranch dressing?
No, because my issue is I've had Chipotle where it's been like way too hot for me. Where
like spicy hot?
Yeah, I normally get steak. And steak has
I was going to say because the steak's the spiciest meat.
But I can handle the steak. There's the one in Kent.
I hate you, Stacy. Anyway, the one in Kent?
The one in Kent has had it where it's like way hotter than usual. Where I'm like, what the fuck? I'm downing water while I'm drinking, like I'm eating this fucking burrito.
Yeah, that happens when there's too much adobo in a spot on the steak. And that's because the marinade. You'll have that. It's so good, though.
So we have a wrestling show coming up.
Yeah,
I've heard.
I tried to moderate of sorts a little bit ago, guys, and sucked me into Chipotle talk.
This isn't a fast food podcast. I didn't realize.
Not yet.
I still had to talk about McRibs though.
Listen, I don't have a McDonald's that has a McRib that far from me. I literally have to go to that McDonald's that you're talking about. I think
Newcastle has them. If you just go from working north, like over that way, just fucking go to Newcastle.
Man, Newcastle ain't fucking close to where he works.
I mean, it's still closer than coming from Akron.
It's a geography podcast now, but yeah, it's not.
Well, I will be making a journey outside of the Northeast Ohio area soon, so I know I'll have it then. But I do plan on doing like a separate one, so I can get one locally. Is there any other food you want to talk about? The Gecko Pilgrim?
I was joking
the
about the McRib. I was joking, guys. Come on.
Pilgrim or the McRib?
Haven't had the Pilgrim, so.
Man, life hack at Get-Go is to get the fucking meatball sub with the Pilgrim bread.
I just want the Pilgrim now, though. I actually decided, I'm like, all right, Friday, I'm getting the Pilgrim. It's been a couple weeks. Anyway, let's get into these matches that we have. The three that we picked to talk about. Let's start with the AIW Intense title match. Tim Donst versus Matthew Justice. Like I said,
holy shit!
For the Intense title, this is going to be fucking nuts.
I'm sorry.
I am shocked that there hasn't been like a stipulation put on it yet.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's a ladder match, or oh, it's, a fucking no disqualification match. Something like these two are gonna kill each other. This is gonna be amazing.
Yeah, and especially with these two, they're two of my favorite people. It's going to be so hard to cheer for a specific person in this, but they're gonna completely bring the house down. Like, it's gonna be, if it's anything like any of Matt's recent matches, it's gonna be insane.
There's that aspect of it, and then we know Donst can be a crazy motherfucker too.
Oh, for sure. Tim fucking Donst, man.
Plenty.
He had that crazy ladder match at Absolution.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
So, oh God, I almost think Matt Justice can win the title. I mean, granted, I'm not saying that he won't, but fuck, if there's a moment, like all of a sudden Matt Justice comes out of this and wins, that's fucking nuts. Because another thing,
huge.
Another thing we talk about is that title reigns normally last, like 6 to 9 months in the AIW. This would be a shorter reign, but fuck, to give it to Justice, God, that would be awesome.
It would be completely unexpected because of, like you just said, with there being the normal longer run. But what a better, like, if you would do it, what a better person to do it with than Matt. Like, Tim's great. Don't get me wrong. Love him as champ. Kind of. I mean, I haven't really seen him since he's been champ.
Yeah, I was like...
But Matt would be a great choice, too. So, like, either way, either outcome, it's going to be a great one. I'm going to brain fart right there.
I do it all the time on this show.
Oh my god, I'm just gonna go back to being blonde. Christ, that happens too much. But yeah, I'm excited to see these two, especially in a different room than Mount Carmel. See what the landscape gives them. What kind of crazy shit are you guys gonna get into? If there's any crazy shit at all, you never know.
I really like that Tadmor Shrine room too.
Fuck yeah!
Mm-hmm.
Like it's big, it's open, and there's lots of spots for outside of the ring shenanigans.
Minus that paint job.
Oh, come on, man. The paint job's fantastic.
I forgot about the paint job. I'm so excited. That's almost as good as the Tiger.
It's like a wrestling show inside of a pack of Camel cigarettes.
It's like a wrestling show in the middle of Aladdin.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
That's fantastic. What's not to like about that?
Oh, that's... Okay, we've kind of talked about this. This is a con. And you figure there's going to be some sort of cosplay going on, like from somebody. Someone has to do it.
Oh, for sure.
Who's dressing up like Aladdin?
I mean, and with Halloween and everything just being right beforehand, somebody's got to have a spare Aladdin costume somewhere, right?
Aladdin, Sabu, one of the two. They would both fit.
Sabu is very good. That's appropriate as fuck.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be people dressed as wrestlers. I don't know about Sabu, though. That would be pretty cool.
Well, what they should do, they should change the name of the show, which was somewhat talked about already. Instead of the Rubber City Con, can it be the Crown Jewel Con? And we can just pretend we're in Saudi Arabia?
Oh.
Well, does that mean that a journalist has to get dismembered outside of the building?
Oh, I
Not
mean,
it.
if we don't do the national anthem, the police might already... I'm just going to stop. Anyway.
1, 2, 3, not it.
Nose goes. I'm touching mine.
But yeah, man, like, so Matt's had a fucking crazy year. Like,
crazy year? Almost 2 years. Since he returned to AIW, it's been nuts.
And
True.
I feel like him having a title makes sense. I feel like he's there, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
He's a local guy. I'm big on a local guy having the belt. I like it. It means you're going to have that guy at every show.
I mean, in Donce's defense, he, prior to recently, the past 2 shows, he was almost at every single show. If he wasn't announced for a match, he was still doing a run-in, which I always thought was nuts. I'm like, they have enough faith in Donce. I don't know what they're paying him, or I don't know what's going on, but he's not announced for a match. He doesn't wrestle in a match, but he just does a run-in. That's kind of cool.
It is. I mean, he doesn't live that far away. He's in PA somewhere.
Yeah.
Like the opposite side, I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's still like 5 hours, 6 hours.
That's a long ass fucking state. That's north.
Yeah.
That's Northwest Virginia.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, because it's Pennsylvania.
It is Pennsylvania. You're from there. You should know.
We don't let people know these things.
You do have the benefit, though, of being by the border, where it's like, you aren't necessarily a full-fledged Pennsylvanian. You're not from Pittsburgh.
She's full-fledged.
I'm not from okay, so history of Pam real quick. I was born in Florida, lived there for 2 years, and I grew up outside of Pittsburgh. I definitely lived way closer to Ohio than Pittsburgh, but I was definitely a Pittsburgh girl through and through until I moved out here.
A secret about Pam is that she has the Yinzer accent and works very hard at not using it, but it slips through every once in a while.
Like when I forget a TH.
You drop a TH off a lot of things.
Anyway, wrestling.
Anyway, Pittsburgh. No. Fuck that.
Sucks.
Well, they have like one thing there I like.
The Penguins? Me too.
No, fuck that.
It was...
If I'm rooting for a team, I'm rooting for the Blackhawks.
I'll accept Blackhawks.
You're lucky you're a Bears fan.
That's why I would root for them over any other team. I know so many people go, I hate Pittsburgh. Fuck the Steelers. Fuck the Pirates. And they're like, oh, I like the Penguins. I'm like, same fucking color scheme. Fuck that.
No. I will fight that all day. For the most part, the Penguins' gold is a different yellow. It's an actual gold.
No, it used to be gold. I mean, there was a point where they almost had like Saints colors, but no, they wear those same dumb Pittsburgh colors that Yinzers are like, that ain't yellow, that's gold. Motherfucker, that's yellow.
I used to debate that with so many people, and I'm like, I'm imprinting. That's a fucking yellow. Like, it's not bright yellow. I mean, there's a little bit of red in there, but it's fucking yellow.
Yeah,
like the Wiz Khalifa song's not called Black and Gold, Black and Gold.
Exactly. It is not called Black and Gold. It's black and yellow. And I've had a number of people try to tell me that is Pittsburgh gold. And I was like, oh, so it's fool's gold.
That's funny.
But
I always get the same thing with Packers fans because they're like, oh, green and gold. I'm like, no, yellow.
Yeah, there's some delusional people out there that don't know their colors. Nobody learned them their colors when they were young.
They're both.
And if they were from Pittsburgh, you figure Mr. Rogers would have taught them something, right?
You would think.
Which going full circle is the only thing I really like in Pittsburgh. Everything Mr. Rogers. Everything else, fuck that.
Oh man, you know what? Real deal though, and I love Cleveland, and I have been torn my entire life with my love of hockey and the Pittsburgh Penguins, and my love of everything else Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh is a rad fucking city, and most of the people who live in Pittsburgh are fucking normal. It's all the fucking country fucks surrounding Pittsburgh, all that rural fucking Pittsburgh area. Those are the people with the terrible accents that all the stereotypes are about. Those are the fucking majority of your Steeler fans that are like fucking weirdo Yinzers. Like to go to a football game in Pittsburgh and then to go to a hockey game in Pittsburgh, it's like you're in two different cities. Like the fan bases are almost completely separate people.
That could even be the same or said for wrestling too in Pittsburgh in different areas as far as fan bases go. Anyway,
wrestling in PA is weird. I have never really had a lot of fun at a PA wrestling show.
I've only ever been to 2 in PA, and one was the House of Hardcore show in Philly.
That was one of ours too, yeah.
Did we talk about this? Did we go to the same show or no?
I don't know. What show did you go to?
The one where Bull Dempsey wrestled? It was like...
He wrestled, yes.
October show or something?
No, I went April. I went the very first that collector con that they have. The main guy behind the main wrestler for the meet and greet stuff was Shawn Michaels, and that's the only reason why I fucking went because that's one of my favorites, and I really wanted to meet him, and I thought I would never get the opportunity, and I haven't yet. So that was the only shot that it was only $100, which
he's super expensive.
Well, I look at that as that's on the cheap end. It was $50 for an autograph, $50 for a picture, and I've heard like $100 for each. Other places.
I was gonna say you got off easy.
That's why I'm really happy that it all worked out. But and then the other one I did IWC earlier this year. Other than that, no other PA shows. No, 3 I forgot about Revenge that we all just went to.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's not Pittsburgh, though. That's Erie.
That's PA.
It's still PA, though.
Yeah.
I mean, when we had that crowd, those dudes in front of us.
God.
But that's been talked about. But yeah, like the one that we went to, EC3 and Tony Nese and all those guys were on it. That's why I thought maybe you'd been at that one.
No. I'm trying to remember the people that were on that show. Pepper Parks and Cherry Bomb were on it.
Yeah, we're on the one we were at, yeah.
God, okay, I forgot I got the poster of it right by me. Mia was there, Rob Van Dam, Rhino, Brian Myers. I think Cassius Ohno was on or Chris Hero. I think he was there. Yeah, he was there. Eddie Kingston, obviously Dreamer, Selena Vega, or whatever her fucking name was back then. I can't even think of it.
Thea Trinidad.
Yes. Sammy was there. Bart Gunn was there. That's Brian Cage was there. That's pretty much everybody on the poster. Davey Boy Smith Jr.
Bart
was
Gunn
there.
was there?
Billy Gunn. My bad.
Billy Gunn facts.
Yeah, that was April 13th at the ECW Arena.
Oh, that's our anniversary.
It sure is.
The more you know.
Sorry, that date sticks out in my head. I'm a girl, guys. Come on.
Yeah, I've been to a couple of shows. Like, I went to those Rise tapings that Caden went to.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Well,
Blackcraft was
I was about to say you
cool
went to Blackcraft.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've went to, like, ROH shows and stuff down there. I don't know. The Pittsburgh crowds, man, are not...
NXTs.
Yeah, they're just not... The crowds down there aren't very, like, it's kind of a dead crowd. Columbus is the same way. Columbus is fucking awful.
Yeah, it was bad.
Never been to Columbus. I've only been Dayton.
In fairness, I've only been to, like, WWE shit in Columbus, so... Like,
Yeah.
indie shows down there can be cool, but the general crowd, the wrestling crowd down there seemed dead.
I'm not sure if I've ever went into a WWE show outside of Northeast Ohio. Just Cleveland and Canton.
When they would do the NXT runs, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, Columbus, that's when we would go.
Yeah.
And we went to that awful show in Johnstown.
Oh, yeah, in PA. Ugh.
Yeah.
So, we have another
But
match
about
coming up.
AIW,
We have the Absolute title match. Hot Sauce Tracy Williams versus the hometown boy, Joshua Bishop. Like I said, for the Absolute title. You talk about a local guy becoming champion. This is another opportunity where Bishop could do it. And
how good would that be for Bishop to win the title in Akron? For Bishop to win the title, that's kind of not expected, right? Like,
yeah.
I dig it. I would like to see it happen. I hope it does happen. Josh Bishop, champion. Fucking book it. I want to see it.
Where would you rate Joshua Bishop of, like, all of the AIW students? Would he be in your top 5, top 10, top 1?
So where are we going to cut off the line of students?
I would say anybody who's been an AIW student, the first two don't even wrestle anymore, so they're out the window. But, you know, like your Dr. Dan, Dominic Arini.
Okay, so you include Dom in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
He was an AIW student.
Bishop would probably be in my top 5, to be honest.
Yeah.
He would be in my top 5. Dom would be in my top 5. Dan would be in my top 5.
Mm-hmm. That's a solid 3 right there.
It is. I think there are. So man, that's tough. Like, that's the problem. Is a lot of the guys that have came out of the AIW school are really fucking good.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorites actually isn't that active or the best, although he had a recent announcement he's coming back. But it's hard to put him in the top 5. But I like Kaplan a lot.
Uh-huh.
Because why wouldn't you? I like Twan a lot too, but I don't know if he's in the top 5.
Twan is fucking getting out there, and I absolutely love it.
Me too.
I
think it's fucking great.
Next week, he has a match against Brett Eisen.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard that, I was like, my God, that's going to be a fucking awesome match.
Yeah.
When Stacy said that was the match coming up, I was like, Justin is gonna shit, because I know how much you want to see Brett in AIW and everything. So like him wrestling Twan, that's like crazy.
And then Twan, I forget the match that he had at that same promotion. Not someone I know, but I know he's getting out there more. To find one place that's booking him, maybe starting to be constant. That's 2 shows.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Like, Twan is fucking getting out there.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. And I don't know how people wouldn't like Twan. Like when he goes to new markets, I feel like people would have to instantly like him. Like, watch Twan, watch somebody wrestle, and you'll like him.
Have you guys.
Talk to Twan, you'll like him.
On a slightly related topic, have you guys seen Faye Jackson's new shirt?
I have not.
It is in the style of the late 90s rap covers, like Juvenile.
Oh,
And,
you know what? I did see that, and I didn't realize that was a real shirt.
I didn't see it. What is it?
If you go to my personal Twitter, I think I quote tweeted it and said Big Twan needs this shirt.
It sort of looks like a No Limit cover.
Or No Limit or Cash Money. Like those,
Yeah.
that late 90s era of rap covers. I was like, Twan, I think you need this shirt. You know, in between his love for Faye Jackson, and I'm not stereotyping like him loving that music. I mean, he seems to love every fucking bit of music out there. So I think he would love it too. I'm like, come on, man, like you do that. I hope she's selling it. I might buy him one. I might buy myself one, but I might buy Twan one.
I just saw it, and I need that shirt in my life in the worst way.
Fucking amazing. So my whole point was being like, Joshua Bishop is at least in my top 5. He might be in a battle for my top 2 between him and Dom. And just the past
pretty much where it is for me too. Yeah.
For the past like 2 years, like the careers that they've had. I mean, granted, Dom has been a little bit more established, but they're both getting out there just as much. And Josh has progressed so much over the last year. It's literally a night and day difference from when he first debuted to now. And we're only talking a little over a year and a half in, and it's going to get more and more better. As I know that wasn't English, but still.
Yeah.
What do you remember that tweet I posted earlier, Justin?
Shut up.
Watch your grammar.
It wasn't written; it was spoken. It's fine.
Oh, that's true.
I had a brain fart. Remember earlier?
Oh.
Touche.
So yeah, I mean, if you go back and watch, and not that he was bad then, but if you go back and watch him at like Back to the Future Cup,
Yeah.
from 2 J-Lits ago, and then watch the match from Zero Cool. It's night and day. You're absolutely right. And he has been getting out there and wrestling other places, wrestling at SUP and wrestling. It's what you got to do if that's what you want. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of guys who are just happy to wrestle around Cleveland.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's not what that dude wants. I'm saying, man, Josh is. I don't think it's absurd to think that dude could be champ.
Yeah.
I think it would be a fucking cool swerve, and I kind of hope it fucking happens.
Or even if we get to a point where, like, you know, Joshua Bishop becomes champion, you have Dom who's been on a war path. And you basically would have Dom come in and go, no, like, you're champion now after I've worked all this time. Fuck you. I'm like, I want my shot. I'm going to fucking beat you. I'm going to become champion.
Right.
That'd be
Right. And with Dom being the one that kind of runs the training school now, that puts that it almost puts it in another him and Josh situation.
Yeah.
Where it's someone who, while he's still like not so long ago a student, someone who's kind of in more of an adult situation than he is.
Yeah.
A more veteran situation. Mm-hmm. So I think that's cool. I think the possibility of having Josh as, at this point, what would be a face hometown champion, and the guys that you can have go against him that you can bring in there's so many cool matchups that could happen from that. And to really build like a local guy up to what the last local guy who had like that real like huge fan base behind him. Not that people don't like people, you know, across the board right now, but Gargano had a fan base that was at a different level.
Yeah.
And to maybe try to build another guy up to that makes sense to me.
I see where you're coming from. The only thing with Gargano is it did take such a long time. And I think we'll end up seeing that with, you know, guys like Dom, Joshua Bishop, and others. Especially Dom. Like, Dom has that work ethic that he just came, you know, out of training just swinging.
Yeah.
And he's been killing it bit by bit. It's crazy. I think if there's going to be like a next big star, it's potentially Dom.
I can see that. I like him as a heel, man.
Yeah.
I think he has found what he's really good at in being a heel.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because like I think you said it on the last show, like he's never really been like an expressive dude. Like he was never like a big smiling guy when he came out through the curtain.
Yeah.
So it kind of fits his natural demeanor, to be kind of stone-faced, and that kind of lends itself to being a heel. He's also a guy that I think can show some real, like, deliberate meanness in the ring.
Yeah.
Which some guys aren't the best at doing.
Yeah.
I told him at a show not long ago that the only thing heel Dom needs is boots. And I don't think that's going to happen, but I still fully believe heel Dom in like boots or shoes with kick pads, just for that little definition of like, oh, well, face Dom was, no shoes, MMA style, but this guy has boots so that he can, fucking kick you harder and have it hurt.
That kind of reminds me of a story that I've never told here on the podcast. I have a friend who was in independent wrestling way before me. And he told me this when I started to get into it. And at one point, he was, I guess, somewhat friends with Gargano. Like, it's just more or less because Gargano was younger, and he was connecting with probably fans a little bit differently. Like he was just like a regular local guy. Yeah. And I don't know whether this was through personal, because I heard that he did have Gargano's number, but then I heard recently it was through AIM. So that lets you know how long ago this was. And wow. Gargano just changed from long tights to the regular tights that he uses now. And my friend, who's kind of like that know-it-all and will tell you his opinion, but it might blow up in his face, and this kind of did, he said, hey, I think you look better in the long tights. And I guess Gargano never responded to him. And when someone just recently retold this story to me, I was like, well, I guess Gargano was right. Because he stuck with that look, and he's now on WWE. So, yeah.
Yeah, it worked out for him.
And if he still had those long tights, everybody would be laughing at him.
I think that dude's a lot more than his tights, but, Yeah.
Well, I guess, too, like, when he switched from long tights to regular tights, his legs weren't as defined, so I guess he kind of like chicken legs, as it was described to me. So, he... I guess worked on his legs more, but still, like, yeah.
Hey, man, parallels. Bishop switched to short tights.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, his thighs are getting a little thick.
So, possible. Maybe Bishop's the next Gargano.
I don't know, man. I'm not saying that anybody's the next Gargano. I mean, everybody's going to be there.
Yeah, well,
whoever they are, but. Yeah,
I'm at the next local favorite.
I guess my point is, for as much as a lot of people really like hot sauce, I personally think it would be really fucking cool for Bishop, of all people, to win unexpectedly in his hometown. I just think that's fucking cool storytelling, making movies. So,
Keith Thorne.
I was literally about to say that.
Hey, man, he's the one that would be making the choice.
Writing stories, making movies, But yeah, Bishop winning would be epic for sure. He's definitely come a long way, year and a half, and even like you guys said, even in the last couple of months, in the last couple matches. They just keep getting better and better. And I think it may have been the weird sunless tanner stuff that he used over the summer made him really nice and tan at one point in time. That kind of upped him a little bit. I don't know, but he's definitely improving. And if he would win in Akron, that place is going to fucking explode.
Yeah.
I want to see the Bishop Brigade back out in force too.
Dude, it'd be nice.
The only issue is we're not going to have the, Barclay Nation there.
So, I mean, that's something else for down the road, too. Does that collide at some point? I don't know. I just think this match is going to be good. At the end of the day, also, it's going to be a good match no matter who wins. Both of those guys are... Josh is at a point now where I think him and Tracy can have a really fucking good match.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have a lot of crazy shit to follow because you've got that Eddie and Dom match. You've got the fucking Donst and Justice match that we were just talking about. So, I mean, that championship match is going to follow a lot of fucking potentially crazy shit. But I think they have it in them to have still a fucking great match.
This is what's going to happen. You're going to get Joshua Bishop become the new AIW Absolute Champion. And then at Absolution, he's going to lose it to Wes Barkley.
Fuck.
Oh, God.
And Barclay Nation will go nuts at Absolution with the new AIW Absolute Champion.
Might not be able to have that show at Mount Carmel. It might get a little too crazy if that's the thing.
I don't know if we get either of them in a match together at Mount Carmel. Shit's going to go nuts. Whether it be a championship match or not. That's
right.
Yeah.
I want it so bad. All right. Let's get into this next match. And before we do, we have a promo.
All of you out there in internet land, it is I, Magnum CK, better known as Durex KY, the supporting lead of the production. And we're here to entertain by thy sport. You see, I'm Eddie Only. The only one you need to worry about PME is Eddie Only. Because I'm a stagehand of the production, baby. See, I'm always talking about sausages, always talking about my bird. You want to see how's your bird hanging, huh? How's the hog hanging? I'm Eddie Only, baby. I'm tatted up. I'm a hunk. What are you going to do? Eddie Only, baby. Danhausen, say a few syllables. Danhausen, you said too much. But now, the main man of the production, the leading role, the Prince of Broadway, Franklin Flynn. PME, you can't forget about the Neon Dorito, Derek Direction. I'm the director, baby. I'm the next one that's gonna star in Sunny Side Up too. You see that video? Yeah. Me neither.
So there you have it, and if I say this right, the Weird World Experience versus the production. Now, as of this recording, we don't have the graphic for it, so we technically don't know the four that are going to be in it. I think it's going to be the four from Zero Cool, but I could be wrong. Maybe Derek's not in the match, and Danhausen is, so we don't know. Because like I said, the graphic has not been announced. So, big match that came from Zero Cool with this, and Thank you, AIW, for making us look like jackasses when we said on the preview episode that we don't think the production and Weird World experience has happened. And yeah, here's this match that happened, minus a couple people, but still the same. Yeah. In the still that was posted that I saw, I'm in the fucking crowd. Like I was there. It was at music.
I could have swore it had happened. And like when I was listening to it, I'm like, guys, I'm pretty sure we saw this at one point in time.
Well, see, if you had been on that show, you could have corrected us. But...
Well, I mean, I kind of was on that show.
I guess that's true.
I just had to stay silent.
Well, you did talk, but...
Oh, yeah. Okay, bye.
So, yeah, there was talking, but we didn't hear it all. And you weren't happy about that either.
But I was having a bad night.
But you heard what we heard. Like, it was literally, like, it was just this, like, clusterfuck. And then we're like, we didn't hear any of that. And you're like, yeah? Anyway. So, yeah, that fucking match that... I think the thing with a lot of AEW matches, like, some of it just blurs together for me, especially those Tequila Jack shows.
Yeah, man,
sure.
It doesn't help that I'm usually a couple of drinks and some other good times into the night by the time these matches come around. And it all just kind of, that helps the blur of everything kind of blurring together. But yeah, that match definitely happened. It's definitely happened before.
So we get this match this time in Akron, and the production is better, and the Weird World experience is better.
Yeah. You've got champions with the production now, and PME just coming off of a championship match against them. The PME promo video for this is fucking amazing.
That was played right before this.
The Danhausen part, man. Like, that part made me laugh so much the first time that when I listened to you watch the video earlier, it made me laugh again. Like, that was good. And, like, the production have been killing it, specifically Magnum, with promo videos this year. So I like that PME kind of gave them a little bit of their own back.
But the question is, which we don't know as of right now, and I need to double check, and the listeners will know, whether the production responds.
Right.
Do they do their own version of the Weird World experience? Or does, Magnum do his own version of all of them? Which would be great. One-man show, Magnum as the Weird World experience? Come on.
He's known for impressions.
Yeah, that would be really good.
Oh, what if he used that Snapchat filter where you can put their face over yours?
Face. Oh my god.
Which he has done. Like, if you somewhere on YouTube, I know he's done impressions of wrestlers where he used their face. That's fucking awesome.
Good. That's really good. Wow.
He's just really good at that kind of thing.
I think this is going to be a really fun match. I think it would make sense to maybe even start the night with this, or have this be like the end of the first half, like before intermission.
I could see it.
For sure.
I could even technically see it being the main event, depending on what these guys do. I mean,
oh man, the main event needs to be Bishop.
Yeah, it does. It does need to be, but I'm saying that it has the potential that could make it a main event.
Oh yeah, it can be a main event match. Absolutely, this could be a main event match. I'm interested to see, because specifically with PME and the Weird World, they have a lot of tandem offense. They have a lot of specific tag team moves, and they work really well as tag teams. And in the past, they've worked really well together. The two tag teams of the production, Derek and Eddie, have a little bit of tandem work, but Frankie and Magnum CK, even though they're the champs, it's still, to me, feels a little bit, while they're all part of the same faction, like two singles wrestlers and a tag team that just happened to be really good, so they've won. And I'm interested to see how some of that dynamic works in the match, and what those guys do as far as some of the tandem offense from Weird World experience, and if maybe they incorporate it together with both teams.
Yeah, what he said.
There's, I don't know, I feel like lots been said about this match. I mean, prior to tonight of, you know, the last show and everything, and I don't know, it's just, we know what to expect. We've said a lot about them too, so it's definitely going to be amazing, and especially whatever version of the production we get.
For sure.
It's going to be cool to also see Danhausen back. I think he hasn't been back since Absolution.
Oh,
Right.
Wow, I can't believe it's been that long already.
Him and Donst were, I don't know, out somewhere together, both deciding to come back at the same time. One got married, and the other one was Tim Donst.
Oh.
You can't just put down that hate for Donst, can you?
No,
It's always there. It's always there a little bit in the back of your mind, Justin.
I've actually made tweets recently where I'm just like, I really like Donst. What was the one where he made some sort of tweet where he really reversed the asking for a friend? Oh no, it was, he's like, I got tickets to a concert. Does anybody want to go with me? Asking for a friend. And I was like, ooh, I like that. Because that's also, you're asking for someone to be your friend. I like it.
Yeah, no, that's smart. Yeah, that's real good.
What a clever fella.
I think he just had an Office reference on a tweet too, and I was like, ooh, I didn't tweet about it, but I'm like, I really like that one too. Like, you're really doing good, Donst. I like this version of you.
Man, the Office obsession is so weird to me.
I love the show. Top 5, probably.
The show was, look, when it was on TV, I watched it. I loved it. It was a good show. But I feel like there's like a generational thing right now that I'm on the back end of, where like maybe there were a lot of people who didn't see it like when it was on TV, but like it just seems like everybody is obsessed with watching like The Office on Netflix now, like over and over and over again, like the way I watch Futurama
or the way I watch New Girl.
Yeah, where like I don't know, I just don't understand this obsession with The Office. Like the show was good except for, you know, the not Michael Scott seasons.
I always say the not Michael Scott seasons, and then the last half of the final season. It's really like I felt like they were building towards that last episode, and that series finale is one of my top favorites because they wrapped almost pretty much everything up to where I'm not going, oh, I really want to see a reunion because they need to tell me what's going on here. I'm like, no, that was perfect. Of course, I'm also in the slim minority that thinks the How I Met Your Mother series finale was perfect. I will debate anybody about it, Pam, because
this is between you two. I didn't watch that show
because
I waited so long for that.
Okay,
and that's how it ends.
Okay, here's the question that I'm going to ask you that was asked to me in the middle of the second to last season. And then they started to go in that direction. Why is Ted telling the kids how they met their mother? Why aren't they asking the mother? Because she's dead.
Yeah, I guess I never really thought about that.
Mm-hmm. And they did spend a lot of that series, because I didn't think it would be him wanting to be with Robin. They spent that whole series building up that Ted and Robin belonged together, but there were some hiccups. And by the time the end of that series happened, all those hiccups were gone. Especially, she didn't want kids, couldn't have kids, but she ended up loving his kids.
Right. Aunt Robin.
And they said that they had a pact where if they were still single at a certain age, they'd get married. It was all pointing in that direction.
True.
That's why I think it's perfect. And the fact that a show spent 9 seasons telling a story that they knew that they were going to end with at the end of the first season, that's ballsy.
Yeah.
That's why I'm a huge fan of the end of that series.
So here's my question about that TV show. And admittedly, I've watched very little of that TV show.
Yes.
Why? So he's like a grown-ass man on that show, right? Like he's a full grown-ass man. Why, when he's talking to the kids, is his voice like is Bob Saget? But his regular voice in the show.
Yeah.
Like, did he have an accident?
They used it up until I think the last episode doesn't have Bob Saget. Maybe the last season doesn't have Bob Saget. I think, and this, I have no reason to know, they did it to differentiate, like, Ted talking now or whenever, the series is taking place into future Ted talking.
All right.
Because there are times where he might be talking and you don't see him. So they're letting you know, like, this is the difference between the voice. That's the only thing I could think of. But they've never come out and said why.
Does he only talk to the kids at the beginning of the show?
No.
He's like a narrator at points.
Yeah.
Oh.
But there are times that current Ted could be narrating a story. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess
they would have like Ted and Robin on screen or something, and they'd like do a cut thing, and then like old Ted would talk, and then they'd go back into the scene.
Yeah. Literally like one of my top shows. The only show that I always stated I actually watched from like the first episode because I was really hooked on it.
Yeah, really good. It made me cry lots, multiple times.
Great show. And that's why I think the series finale is perfect. And if anybody tries to explain to me why it's not, please let me know. And I will explain to you why you're wrong. Anyway, God, this show's gone on.
To make sure everybody's on the same page, we've talked some about wrestling, a lot about fast food, a little about How I Met Your Mother.
And before we go any further, let's go to this commercial break.
What's up, everybody? This is Alex Worldwide Keller coming to you live here for Thrift Store. Wait, it's not Thrift Store, driver? Wait a minute. Wrestling who? Wrestling Cheers, where everybody knows your name. I know my name. It's Alex Worldwide Keller, and you're listening to Wrestling Cheers. And I want to tell you all about Wrestling Cheers t-shirts at whatamaneuver.net. It's a heck of a shirt because where everybody knows your name, and wrestling is a game, and the game is pain. And pain is what we feel, and what we feel, it's real. Whatamaneuver.net, Wrestling Cheers, do it up for your boy, Alex Worldwide Killer.
And we're back from that, and let's get into the rest of this card we have for the Rubber City Con. Let's start with Sienna versus Faye Jackson. I'm kind of looking forward to this match. I love me some Faye. I love me some Sienna.
I think this match is going to be good.
I think Faye needs a win in AIW. I don't know what her record is, but I don't think it could be too great.
Whatever it is, I guarantee you Allison Kay's record is better.
Oh, yeah, because she was champion for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a great match. Excuse me, I haven't seen Faye wrestle in forever, so it's nice to see her back in the dub.
Yeah, I can't think of the last. I mean, it wasn't GNO. She's been on something since then, but it's been a while.
Was it Akron?
Yeah, maybe.
Oh.
I think the last Akron show she was on.
Is that? No,
Nope.
Britt Baker wrestled.
That was Britt
Karen
Baker and
Q.
Karen Q.
What? I can see her in a room that's not Mount Carmel.
It almost has to be because I don't remember her at Tequila Jack's. I'm trying to maybe solve for a little bit of time. Because I do keep Cage Match opened up, but trying to find like a show, and I had to go all the way back to the GNO that she was at. So, okay, last time she was here. No. She had 2 matches in 2017. One was at GNO versus Ray Lynn, and maybe the last time we seen her, maybe not, against Britt Baker.
Okay.
At Cool as Ice. And yeah, she hasn't been in AIW this year, so yeah, that was her last AIW match.
Wow. So almost a whole year.
Over.
Was it? Oh, Cool as Ice wasn't the December show?
No, that was where Joey broke his finger, wasn't it?
Oh, that was where Joey broke his finger.
Oh, so that means you were... No. That's the Chronic Chambers.
Or no, that was 36.
Cool
yeah,
as
that
Ice was
Cryonic Chambers.
Malenko.
Okay.
That's so last September.
Yeah, so September. It's been well over a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
I always get those two shows confused because of the cold theme.
When Stacy said "Cool as Ice" in December, I was just like, "That makes sense." Like that, you would think that. Like, yeah, I can see. I would "Cool as Ice." That had to be in December because it's "Cool as Ice."
Yeah. I don't know.
There were some Turner Hall shows that should have been called "Cold as Ice" because it was cold as fuck in that building in the winter sometimes.
Never went to a show there.
Lucky you. Anyway, let's move on to. Wait a minute, did we all get our?
No, we didn't do our picks at all.
Do your pick. We're not going in depth. Get your picks.
I'm going with Sienna.
Pam.
Sienna.
Z&E versus No Consequences. DJ Z and Andrew Everett versus No Consequences. Trey Lamar and Chase Oliver. And this is kind of a part 2 rematch-ish. Last Akron show, it was Trey Lamar versus DJ Z, and now they both got tag partners, and the story gets to continue. I'm gonna go No Consequences. Stacy.
I am also going No Consequences.
Pam.
And let's make that 3 for 3 with no consequences.
Next up, we have Eddie Kingston versus Dominic Greeny. First off, will this match happen? I'm praying yes.
I fucking hope.
It needs to.
With that being said, I'm going Dom. This is going to be a big win for Dom.
It would be a huge win for Dom, but I can't go against Eddie Kingston. I'm picking Kingston.
Pam.
Gotta go with my dude Eddie. He's got to get the dub.
You just picked Eddie because he likes New Girl.
No, I picked Eddie because
He's
Eddie
goofy.
had some hard times at AIW. Like, how many of his matches ended up in an L in the last 2 years? Like, I think he's only had like 1 or 2 wins, maybe. Like, it'd be nice to see Eddie win again.
You
I
could
love
have seen Eddie win again if you would have not.
We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about any of that because I missed that whole half of that show and I'm still really sad about it.
We're going to not talk about it because you can't remember it.
It's because I was in my car.
You were out.
So bad. See, and this is why I don't drink at shows anymore.
Oh, okay, Ed.
Oh my god. I've never been Ed level drunk. Never.
Okay, so far, Eddie Kingston has had 3 matches in AIW for this year. He is 2-1.
2-1 this year?
Yeah, he's actually technically he's on a winning streak.
Yeah.
He beat PCO and he beat Wes Barkley.
That's true.
And if we go to 2017, let me see. They have
Am I blending my years?
They have on here. They count the Gauntlet as a match. We're throwing that out because it's a loss, but it's not the same.
Yeah.
Right.
Beat Swoggle, lost to Tracy, to Donst, to Lawler, to Williams. Okay, 1-4 for 2017. So beat Swoggle, went on a 5 match losing streak, and now is on a 2 match winning streak. So yes,
Statistics.
that's Scott Steiner math. And then we'll go back one more year. He won. Wait a minute, did they have him down for 2 matches in one night? Yeah, I guess so. Won the 6-way match at Don't Feed Us After Midnight. Then beat Candace later on that night. Lost to Jerry. Lost to Frankie. Won a tag match with Frankie to beat BJ and Duke. Beat Erie. Lost to Severin. Oh God, that's a scary match. Lost to Lyndon. Lost to PB. Yeah, 4-5. So
Man, he lost to Lyndon and didn't even bitch about it. Still comes back.
Lost to Lyndon twice. I mean, he lost to Lyndon in a 4-way at Hell on Earth last year. I mean, not last year, 2016. And then lost to him this year. So,
Yeah.
he's on TV now, too.
Yeah.
Killed a kid.
Oh, not Eddie. I'm glad Eddie's on TV. Eddie's fucking great on Impact. Everybody should watch Impact. They need viewers.
Agreed. I like watching Impact. Not even just because of Eddie. The product's changed a lot over the last year and a half.
They do have a lot of things that I like. It's just fitting into my schedule. Like, I love that Paige is there. I love that Kingston's there. I had a weird question from my girlfriend today. She texted me. She's like, who's Demon Bunny? And I'm thinking, how the fuck do you know about them? I'm like, I've never tweeted about them. I never like any of their stuff on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I'm like, where did this come from? She's like, oh, I just see the thing on Twitter. She's like, I kind of like their logo. And I'm like, okay. But that was weird. I'm like, why the fuck are you asking me about Demon Bunny? Like, where did this come from?
No,
the Hive is everywhere.
I genuinely think Impact is more entertaining on a regular basis than Raw or SmackDown. I truly, truly believe that.
I don't know. I don't really watch SmackDown that often. I only watch Raw every so once in a while. And then everything else, I don't watch it really at all.
You don't need to. Just find out what happened.
No, I mean like everything else. Like, I don't watch Ring of Honor. I don't watch New Japan. I don't watch... What am I missing? I don't watch MLW. Don't watch NXT. Nothing.
You don't watch NXT?
No. I don't have time.
Oh. Yeah, if we watch anything, honestly, we record it, fast forward through the shit parts, and then watch what is good.
I don't watch anything live unless it's like a pay-per-view or a live stream on Powerbomb. I can't sit through like bad, cringy shit. I just fast forward. If shit starts getting cringy, I hit the button until it doesn't look like it's cringy anymore.
My thing is just not having time, because there's so many other shows that I want to watch, and I spend at least 2 nights a week working on this show. So,
right.
I need time for other shit besides wrestling. Like, I love wrestling, but I need other time for other shit, because then I get behind on so much shit.
Oh, dude, there's 100 TV shows that I watched that I should have, but instead I watched wrestling. And that's not even me going back and being an asshole and being like, oh, you know what? I want to watch this ECW from fucking 25 years ago.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next match. How do we even get into that? Oh, yeah.
Kingston and Dom. Yeah. Or Kingston and Dom. Did we pick? Yeah, we all picked.
Yep. Next up, we have Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham versus Gilbert. Does Gilbert win?
I think so, yeah. I think Gilbert wins. I mean...
With the help of Ego.
Ego's not going to be there.
Yeah.
Oh, shit, that's right.
That's my thing. Like, he hasn't been announced, and you would announce Impact Wrestling's own Ethan Page.
Oh,
he's announced. He's just not announced for AIW.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Where's he at that day?
Black Label.
Okay, that's what I was figuring, because that's the other big show going on that day.
Yeah.
It's the rematch of him and Jordan Grace.
Who? Moving on. Yeah, I'm gonna go Gilbert.
You gotta go Gilbert.
It's tradition. You just gotta go against Dan.
I truly believe, for what is obviously a comedy match, this is going to be really fucking entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not like a huge fan of Gilbert, but I mean, Dan and Gilbert just seems like easy comedy gold to me.
And remember, bring toilet paper.
Oh yeah.
We need redemption for the fact we didn't get to do a tsunami on him at the last Akron show.
We haven't gotten a chance to really get him in a while.
Partially because I know the last show or two I didn't buy toilet paper.
No, even when we had it, we didn't really get to hurl it at him like we wanted to.
Yeah, what was the last show that we had it for was
Abso?
Maybe.
No. What's the show that Ethan couldn't make it to?
The last Mount Carmel one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I could have
Escape
sworn
from Cleveland.
Yeah.
It was Donnie and I think we ran across the street and got toilet paper.
And then it was Bishop who did a callback technically to Matt Justice, gets one of the toilet papers and pelts Dan direct.
Yeah.
So we go from bringing your toilet paper to bringing nuggets from Burger King. We're not going to get back into that conversation. But Jock Sampson and Mance Warner versus PB Smooth and Hornswoggle. I'm going to go Duke money.
Whoa.
I'm going to go with twins. I can't go against Swoggle and PB. I like some Manser, and don't bring nuggets and throw them. It's gross. Don't maybe bring nuggets and throw them, but it's still gross.
Bring Wendy's nuggets and throw them.
Don't bring nuggets and throw them.
Bring Wendy's nuggets and throw them.
No. If you bring Wendy's nuggets, you give them to me, and I will eat them and put them in my belly. This is a really tough decision. Ooh, I think I'm gonna have to go Duke money on this. PB, please don't hate me, but I'm gonna have to go Duke.
It's all right. He'll just put pineapple on pizza.
And there's not a damn thing wrong with that. That's fine.
A nice barbecue chicken pizza will have pineapple. It's the greatest thing in the world.
That's fantastic.
And I'm leaving this podcast in 3.
Pineapple on pizza, Burger King nuggets, ranch dressing. What can you take pineapple on pizza and dip it in ranch dressing?
That's the
oh my god, I'm gonna vomit so hard.
Man, I like pineapple pizza, and that just made me throw up in my mouth. That's the worst. Fucking ranch, Jesus. Oh. I once saw some fucking horrible shit where some local pizza place had a pizza that the sauce, like what you would have thought was like a white sauce, was actually ranch dressing. That's a terrible trick to pull on people. That's fucking awful.
What do you feel about Hungry Howie's? Because you can get ranch crust, but it's not the sauce. It's seasoning.
So ranch seasoning is weird. I've never had Hungry Howie's ranch seasoning pizza before, and the last time I ate Hungry Howie's, I was violently ill. But I like Cool Ranch Doritos. I'll do that. But
the last time I had Hungry Howie's was probably like a decade ago. But they used to have like a spicy crust and like a spicy sauce. Like you could make like a crazy hot Hungry Howie's pizza. And that's the one I would get like when I lived in Kent.
Which is the best Hungry Howie's only because Friday nights and Saturday nights are open until like 3 o'clock in the morning.
But man, in Kent, if you're out at 3 in the morning, you can get Guy's pizza.
Hungry Howie's will deliver to you.
That's true. So will Europe Gyro, although that shit is fucking really bad. Not the Hungry Howie's, but Europe Gyro is just like solid grease. It's delicious, but it's just solid grease.
Yeah. Anyway, we go from Cool Ranch to Hot Sauce. Hot Sauce Tracy Williams versus Joshua Bishop for the AIW Absolute Championship. I'm going to be ballsy. I'm going to pick Bishop.
I'm picking Bishop. I'm putting it out into the universe. My wants of Bishop as champ.
When you think about something repeatedly and you manifest it, it happens. So if we think about Bishop being champion, it'll happen. No, but seriously, I'm with Bishop on this one too. If he wins, it'll be a good win.
The AIW Intense title, Tim Donst versus Matthew Justice. Let's go just total upset. Matthew Justice.
I don't even know if you can call that an upset. I like both of these guys a lot.
Upset as in like the champion losing.
Oh, sure.
And comparing it to the previous match where I picked Bishop, so I'm saying like we're going both titles, change hands in the night.
I feel you. Man. So, fuck. I can't go against Tim Donst. That fucking Donst.
Yeah. I feel that. For as much as it would be rad for there would be 2 upsets in one night like that, I'm going with Tim fucking Donst, man.
And it would be rad for Justice to be champion. But I can't go against Donst.
last but not least, we have the Weird World Experience versus the production. I'm going to go with the production because regardless, they have 5 members.
It's true, unless somehow there is a surprise 5th member of the Weird World Experience.
And we know it won't be Thorn.
Correct.
Because why would you do that twice?
Please be Puff. Please be Puff. Please be Puff.
See, now I was thinking of different for a 5th. Kind of in that aspect. Had been mentioned previously on the podcast.
Big 20.
Kaplan,
Ooh.
man. Think about it.
See,
for one random crazy night.
I'm thinking where Kaplan's going to pop his head in somewhere is he did grew up, or he knows Carson, and I think that could be a way to even the odds between Carson and Dr. Daniel C. Rockingham and Ethan Page.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That would be a good one.
I can see that.
That would be
This is a
badass
hard one to pick, man.
Mm-hmm.
I got to go with the production.
Okay.
I think they'll do some dastardly shit and win.
I'll be the odd man out on this one. I'm gonna go with the experience. Just bring it all together.
Okay.
So in a non-match related pick, A, is there going to be a national anthem? And B, who the fuck's singing it?
I want there to be an anthem. What's Dick Justice doing that day?
That's my call. If the cops want a national anthem, what better thing to give them than a cop singing the national anthem?
For as much as we would want that to happen, I think if there is a national anthem played or sang, it's going to be a recording. And it'll probably just be the instrumental, stare at the flag, and you call it a day.
Is there even a flag in that fucking room? There's just
if there's not, I'm sure a cop will bring one.
We can all just stare at the cop while the national anthem plays.
He's got a flag on his uniform somewhere, right?
I would assume. I don't know.
Yeah, I would assume so too.
For how much that dude cared about the anthem, he's probably got one tattooed on his asshole.
My God.
All right. That's going to do it for the show. It's been a long night. Any final thoughts or last minute plugs before we go, Stacy?
Super fantastic podcast.
Comes out once in a blue moon.
It comes out once a fucking month. And
like a period.
The most recent episode was kind of Halloween themed. This will come out the day after Halloween, but you'll still be in the spirit. Talk to some folks who had a Friday the 13th themed wedding. And we talk about a lot of horror movie shit. And so super fantastic podcast. That's what I got.
What do you got, Pam?
Well, I'm not the host of my own podcast or anything, and I don't do a lot of cool shit, but if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm on Twitter. It's Pamela Nicole, PAMELAA_NICOLEE. Yeah, follow me. We'll be friends. I don't bite.
That's JEFF. JARRET.
Oh my Christ.
Dude, did you see the picture of him with the shaved head?
Yeah, what was that from?
AAA.
Okay. The fucker's everywhere right now. God damn.
He still had a couple of fucking pieces of hair sticking out like Corey Feldman in Friday the 13th, final chapter.
Another horror movie reference.
Fuck yeah.
And of course, you can find myself at Heavyset330 on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, just like you can find this show on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, Facebook.com/WrestlingCheers, Twitter.com/WrestlingCheers, and Instagram.com/WrestlingCheers. Email, if you so choose to desire, WrestlingCheers@gmail.com. We have the merch store over at whatamaneuver.net. please rate, review, and subscribe wherever you're listening to this fine podcast, whether it be Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, TuneIn, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and Podbean. WrestlingCheers.podbean.com. Check out all of our friends on the Trending Topics Network, such as All Beer Inside, the Eurovision Showcase, and Chill and Old School at the Movies. And check out our other podcasting friends, such as Pod Van Dam, Benefits of Podcasting, Center Stage, Super Fantastic Podcast, The Road Home from Wrestling, Kick Out at 2, The IndieCast, Sobro Network, and the Big Gold Belt Podcast. And check out our other non-podcast friends, such as Thrift Store Jobber, Rebel Life Media, The Savage Dash, Set Tab Photo, Ringside Shots Photography, 16 Pictures, NEO Sports Insiders, Iron Tiger MMA, and the official graphic designer of Wrestling Cheers, Moy Boy Designs. That will do it for us here on Wrestling Cheers, where everybody knows your name.
Okay, bye.
Making your way in the world today takes everything you got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Would you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. Why I'm not saying rose are all the same. You're where everybody knows your name.
And like I said, bring toilet paper.
Stacy, you're muted.
Oh, don't eat those things. That nobody should be able to sell you 10 pieces of meat for $1. That shouldn't be real.
You weren't there for some of that.
Oh, really?
Yep. I hollered. I was like, Stacy, you're muted.
But you weren't muted when you said that.
Oh.
Yeah, it just wasn't there.
Well,
Justin
yeah.
and I laughed.
That will do it for us here on Wrestling Cheers, where everybody knows your name. Pam, your line.
I forgot my line.
My God. You had one job.
Nobody told me.
I told you.
I don't remember.
How? What happened last time?
Oh, yeah. Well, I was going to do that. Well, wait, what?
Yeah, what you said last time. Just do
The
that.
key by?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to do that, but you said, well, everybody knows your name. And then it's like, I wasn't sure. So can we do that one more time?
Just say it. I'm going to edit everything out.
Okay, bye.